What is going on, everyone? My name's Boit, and I'm back with some more Age of Mythology Retold action. Spawning in the bottom of the map, in the blue color, playing as Isis. His name is DonArtie. His opponent today, in the red color, playing as Set. His name is Beasty. The map is Nile Shallows. And Beasty is grinding here. He's trying his hardest to get to a level that he can compete in Red Bull. And he has got to an incredibly high level in a very, very short amount of time. A very, very talented individual for sure. Super strong. I'm excited to see what he can do with Set. Set's a really versatile god, has a lot of different timing attacks you can do. Really built for aggressive play. Totally defensive play isn't really the name of the game, but if you can turtle a little bit and make things happen, it's really, really strong. But he is now up against DonArtie, who is equally new to the Age of Mythology video game. But DonArtie is a seasoned Age of Empires 4 player at a very high level as well as I believe he played Age 3 as well. Correct me if I'm wrong. So he's got a lot of different RTS games in his brain, and he knows how to kind of make things work. So we'll see how this all ends up as both players here in this Egyptian mirror. Now, Set versus Isis, this is a challenging one. Why is it challenging? Because there's just so many different options you can go for. You can go for Anubis, you can go for Dar, you can go for Bast. All of that changes exactly how this matchup works. Now, at the moment, the meta right now is to go Anubis, but I'm here to tell you that I don't think Anubis is like all that in this matchup. Reason being is, Set has got a ridiculously strong timing attacks. I'm not going to reveal exactly what they are, but you watch someone like Joey Bads play. He's a Set enthusiast, some might say. Shout out to Joey Bads. But what he does with Set, that's just the tip of the iceberg for the absolute brutality that can be sent by utilizing Tar with this god. Now, it just depends on the matchup as to whether or not you can pull that sort of a strategy off or not. But we'll see how things are going to go here. As Beasty, he looks like he's going for a fast second town center. He goes to the classical age. He's going to be shifting his villagers over to gold. He's going through Anubis here. We're seeing DonArtie on the other hand. He's getting himself out his Flood of the Nile. He's about to be advancing himself a little bit later, and he's going through Bast. So slightly different approaches here for both players. Now the map Nile Shallows, if we take a quick look at it. The map Nile Shallows here, this is a really, really easy map to get a gold starve on. And if you get gold starved, guess what?
In which you need to
let's just not look at that. Let's pretend like that didn't happen. Now, what you can get this one out of here without deleting that granary. Build a second granary next to it. Finish eating up the hippopotamus, and the villager will be able to move. I don't know why she got stuck there, but she got stuck. Sad days for her. Not only that, DonArtie also did not get his Flood of the Nile out. So that hurts as he does drop prosperity down with 14 villagers on gold. That's quite a lot. Now, there's a world here where he can just rush up 2 town centers or 2 villager centers in his main base, which isn't a terrible idea against Set because Set's got all that early game pressure to put onto you. As we see a second town center coming up here from Beasty. And Beasty's going to be able to move back behind that town center and just grab that hunt there as well. What happened? It was a bug. A bug happened. And we do see... Oh! We see a villager center. Do we see 2? He's got so much gold in the bank. So, Beasty's on a second town center, but DonArtie's on a villager center. What is the advantage of villager center over town center? Well, one, it's safe. So that's an obvious, right? It's very, very safe. But the villager center does train villagers 75% as fast as the town center does. So it's training them in 20 seconds instead of the 15 seconds that they normally come through on. So the point here is, though, the advantage actually of a villager center isn't really the safety, although the safety is nice. It's that the villagers that pop out of the town center are going to be able to immediately jump onto whatever resource you want. Now, unfortunately here, it looks like DonArtie, he's put it next to his town center, or next to his gold mine, and there's not really a whole lot there, so he's still going to have a little bit of walking time anyways from coming out of that town center, but also he didn't have to move his villagers very far. So in the grand scheme of things, DonArtie's got an advantage for a very short amount of time, and all he has to do is convert this this advantage that he's got from having a little bit more resources now into more resources later by dealing damage to Beasty, basically, here. So we'll see if he's going to be able to do it. Beasty, at this point, is just getting some food villagers in. So he's got all that gold at the moment. He is chopping some wood at the back. This is something that I would say you probably don't need to do unless you have a specific upgrade you're going for. Right now, Beasty's got himself what looks like he's just got... He must have only just put the villagers onto wood. So I think it's fine at this point to start putting villagers on wood. But yeah, you don't really need to. Just get yourself to the next age. It's all good. We see Nephthys coming through first. And this is, like I was saying, this is kind of how everything works here for DonArtie. And not only that, it also kind of, as the Anubite jumps in here, it kind of, Beasty goes, oh, he's not on 2 town centers. Oh, he is on 2 town centers. I see. So what sort of a strategy here is DonArtie going to go for? The best, fastest way to get pressure onto your opponent is to drop a siege work straight away, get a temple straight away, and just go mass priest and go and kill your opponent. Now, it's very, very good with Isis. Isis can do a very, very good job going priest siege here. The problem is, and it's a pretty big problem, but Beasty's also got access to Nephthys. And while he doesn't have access to prosperity, that's not that big of a deal. He can just go everyone onto gold, throw 2-3 temples down, throw 2-3 siege works down, make siege towers, and make priests, and say, what? Or he can try and play a more sort of standard game and try and throw a couple of migdals down and make a ton of camel riders or elephants to try and deal with that. But that might not be what's happening here. As DonArtie is going to be coming in onto this position to drop a migdal stronghold down. So he's just going to be playing it very, very standard to kick this game off. So no pre-siege. This does give Beasty a lot more time in this game to get himself sorted out. So let's see if he's going to be able to make it happen. As the Sphinx, Scarab, Scorpion Man. It's pretty late, guys. It's pretty late. Going to be moving forward, looking for some raids. As the villagers are going to get some houses down onto this position as well. And we'll see if he can't not find anything to kill. He's got to get damage done. You can see the difference in villagers. It's only a 4 villager difference at the moment, but that's going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. And the reason, well, actually, he's going to actually be able to catch up a little bit because he's going through Nephthys. Wow, he's actually closer than I would think. Wait, what is it? Is it a 2 villager difference at the moment? Wait for it. 3 villager difference. It's just a 3 villager difference at 8 minutes and 50 seconds. And Beasty got the town center up first because he got the classical age faster. If DonArtie didn't have that kind of weird thing, he probably would have got that town center up even faster. Villager center's pretty good. Villager center is pretty good. All right, Hippopotamus getting eaten up over here. We do see the siege works coming up onto this position as well. And it's just going to be chariot archers thus far. Whereas Beasty on the other side of the map, he is going to be making himself some camels. Now, in the Egyptian mirror, one of the most standard... Deleting that granary, okay. One of the most standard kind of unit compositions in this Egyptian mirror after priest siege is chariot archer siege. Making camel riders, making elephants is something you kind of mix in a little bit, but the majority of your units is normally just going to be those chariot archers. So we see DonArtie getting himself the siege works. Is Beasty aware that he's really going to be needing some priests in this game or not? Because that Ancestors Eclipse, plus a whole bunch of myth units, is very, very scary. Both players here are only like 1 or 2 monuments as well. Beasty has quite a few over here, so I like that. Getting a second migdal up as well to start pumping those units out. Lots and lots of gold in the bank. So we can start thinking about farms or going out onto hunt or something like that as well. He's going to be converting a whole bunch of animals of set for his army here. As the villagers are going to come over and drop onto this crowned crane shenanigans here as well. As those camel riders are starting to come out. Priest getting pushed back. And Beasty is going to be pumping out everything he possibly can. We've got bronze weapons also coming through for DonArtie. That's very, very early on that upgrade. Why go bronze weapons here over something else? Well, the answer is that DonArtie, he can't really afford to produce anymore. So he's just floating all of these resources. So instead of getting himself another production facility, he's just going, all right, I'm going to keep this production angle going, but I'm going to get myself more upgrades and play into my ISIS's bonus here. And funnily enough, the villager differential here is still very, very close. DonArtie is playing this one very nicely. Meanwhile, raid's coming down. Villager's going to be garrisoning in. Camel Rider's going to attempt to take down this Migdol stronghold for the time being, as the Chariot Archers need to get back over here. One very important upgrade for DonArtie in this game is going to be ballistics here, and he needs to get it pretty soon, because if he doesn't, those camel riders are going to be a big pain. As Beasty does come through, he's going to be surrounding that elephant, takes that one down very quickly. Nice snipe there as the Sphinx comes through and going to get a bit more damage. Beasty not paying attention here. He wants to take out that Sphinx, but is that even worth it here if he loses a lot of camel riders there as he does pull back? Does DonArtie have ballistics? I can't see. Let me know. Wait. DonArtie's not going for upgrades. I'm looking at the wrong... I'm getting confused. Beasty's got all the upgrades. Look at Beasty. He's already got himself bronze weapons, bronze shields. What's DonArtie spending on? He's making spearmen. He's got no upgrades. Beasty's the one getting the upgrades. I'm getting flipped because it kind of looks like on the thing should be flipped, okay? We want to flip the scoreboard because DonArtie's on the right, just ever so slightly, and Beasty's on the left. It's doing my head in, okay? I'm sorry. But DonArtie now, he's reacting to these camel riders very, very nicely by getting himself some spearmen out. And spearmen are a great counter to the cavalry of anything. Spearmen are really, really good against cavalry. You've also got an upgrade in the spearmen if you're Ra or Set, which can boost them quite big when you go through Horus. But DonArtie doesn't have that in this game, so he's only got Serpent Spear, which he also didn't get because he went through Bast. So these are as strong as they're going to get in this game. No extra bonus damage anywhere, but they're still going to be really good at dealing with those heavy camel riders. As DonArtie, he is now saying, it's time to rumble. Let's fight. I want to fight. And Beasty is like, all right, let's fight. But Beasty, he's missing a little something here as Ancestors Eclipse gets dropped down. Plague of Serpents, Ancestors gets dropped down. The Camel Riders coming in onto the back. Remember, these Camel Riders, they've got some very, very strong armory upgrades here as well. Villagers coming through to shank down the siege towers as well on this spot. Villagers all coming in as well. But how is the fight actually ending up? As it looks to me like DonArtie is getting absolutely ruined in this game by the sheer power of Beasty's units here. Those camel riders completely ruin everything. But the spearmen are still alive. They're still going to be able to take out those camel riders. Beasty might want to consider to get himself a couple of chariot archers now as well. But huge defense there from Beasty. He's on 3 town centers at the moment. He's got all the villagers in the world. He's got the villager lead as well. And he's going to be able to push back at this point as the villagers are going to be retreating back here. And DonArtie, he's just waiting to fire back for the time being. We've got the spearmen coming through to start getting some fights through. Scorpion men getting some damage done as well here as the units coming in onto this position here. Pharaoh and Priest can start taking down those Scorpion men there as well. But the Camel Riders are just overpowering here as Beasty has just got over nearly 100 more population than DonArtie does. Nearly 100 more. As those camels, they're starting to get take a lot of damage though from the Scorpion men, but there's some priests coming into the mix here for Beasty as the Migdol stronghold going to get taken out on the bottom side of the map here as well. The Scorpion men going to attempt to hold on this position, but villagers getting raided. Nice split off here with those camel riders to get onto all of the different locations for hunt resources and gold and everything else. As the Migdol stronghold on the front here will get taken down. DonArtie is still only 2 town centers, but he's still equal on villagers. He's still equal on villagers somehow, some way. I want to see the graph here at the end in terms of resources kind of earned. I mean, at this point he's taking raids, so it doesn't really count from here on in. 15 minutes, we'll take a look. as the camel riders aren't getting reacted to. The villagers can just turn around and just shank back here, but there's too much going on. DonArtie trying to defend, sending some mercenary cavalry in to try and hold this location here. The priests are coming in. They're going to be able to take out those scorpion men very, very quickly here as the Migdol stronghold is going to basically go down here. Those villagers can only hold this for so long there, as the chariot archers are going to be attempting to take down those priests and everything else. Villagers finally coming in to take out the siege towers. We do see DonArtie's finally reacted to this. Hasn't lost every single one of his villagers on that position. Siege tower coming through. Going to be able to finish that one off. And DonArtie, he's held. He's a little bit behind in terms of what? He's a little bit behind in terms of armor for sure. Only having... Wait. Beasty here. He's got bronze still, right? Because that's all he's got. He's got bronze. He's got heavy. Whereas DonArtie, he's sitting with just copper. So first tier upgrades there only for DonArtie, making it a little bit challenging. We are seeing some Scorpion men coming through really smart here. And look at this from Beasty. I absolutely love this. 1, 2, 3, 4 monuments. 4 monuments is kind of all you can afford until the late game. That final monument is so expensive that you only really want to throw it down when you're floating a lot of resources. But Beasty already in this game has 4 of them, so he's going to be able to mass those Scorpion men out and have a fun time of it. He's also picked off a ton of DonArtie's villagers here, as Beasty is sitting at 93 villagers, trying to get up to max here, as the chariot archer is going to be lurking on this position here as well. Still plenty of hippos here, but the chariot archers, they can sit out of range of this 20 range Migdol stronghold and just snipe villagers here as much as he likes. But he's got to be a little bit careful with the chariot archers anyways, as Beasty comes through. Can snipe off a chariot archer here as well if he wants to. Looks like he's kind of misclicked though, as he's searching around on that place for other things to kill off. And he's just going to try and get himself up to population. But DonArtie is actually, I mean, he's equal on population now. Is there a mythic age coming through or something? No mythic age here for Beasty. I do think the best option in this matchup is to go to the mythic age second, as set. If you can help, unless you got a timing you're going for to try and win the game, going second is the better kind of call. In these kind of scrappy games, I just would stay in the heroic age and wait for my opponent to choose Horus or Osiris. Why? Or not Horus, Thoth or Osiris here. Why? Because if my opponent goes Thoth, I want to be going through Horus, and if my opponent goes Osiris here, I want to be going through Thoth. Reason being is the Osiris units are going to be able to take out, or the mummies are going to be able to take out all of your spearmen if you go Horus, so you're not going to be able to use those. You're going to have to use your bigger units like elephants and stuff like that. So that's why the Thoth beats Osiris, and if your opponent goes... I don't even know what I'm saying. Basically, there's this really rock, paper, scissory thing going on in terms of the mythic age for the Egyptian mirror. I'm sorry, I'm just not explaining it very well, but just trust me when I say that Thoth beats Osiris beats Horus beats Thoth. That's what it is. Apparently Osiris is greater than all, but anyways. Siege towers are going to be coming in onto this position as well. We are coming in with those priests to take everything else out here. Nice play here from DonArtie to finish off those ones. The spearmen are going to do a great amount of damage onto those Beasty heavy camel riders here. And Beasty, he's deciding he needs to get himself an answer to these spearmen. And yesterday, he can make axemen, he can make chariot archers, he can make more scorpion men. But DonArtie is pushing through nicely. And Beasty has dropped down to 130 population. Somehow, some way, DonArtie is keeping this game alive, even though he's behind significantly in economy and tech. Beasty is just not able to win these fights, and he's got to be asking himself, why am I not winning these fights? And the obvious answer to all playing at home is camel riders just aren't that good. Camel riders are great with Ra with the extra 15 HP, or 15% HP, but these spearmen, they are strong. Beasty, he's still got this opportunity to just make a whole bunch of chariot archers. He's got to move his economy around. He's got a lot of food in the bank. So just take all of his villagers off of those resources, make chariot archers, get himself some barracks, makes axemen, and he's just going to tap out. Beasty's tilted here. That's so unfortunate. He was in a great position. He doesn't have to. You never have to resign in a game of Age of Mythology until you have no gold left. That's like the secret to Age of Mythology. If you don't have any gold left, okay, you can tap out. But before then, you got to keep playing because you just got to work out how to beat the composition your opponent's got. And the answer here for Beasty was some sort of chariot. He probably could have just gone mass chariot archer and he would have been in a good spot. Just mass chariot archer. Alternatively, chariot archer slingers here would have been another option. But it's still really close. I mean, we take a look at the actual post game here. What is the story here in the statistics? Military units, largest armies, units killed. DonArtie has 30 more units killed. But in terms of the timeline here for all resources collected, Beasty's in front by 4,000. 5,000 resources. So that should translate into something like 50 units. So even though Beasty is behind in KD by 30, he's in front by 50. In terms of the resources in front here. So we just had to get the right unit composition out and defend. One way to do that is to start just putting all your units over here and just sacking positions on the map. So this forward position here, let that go down. Even this town center, let that go down. Get yourself up to 185, 200 population, whatever it is on your 2 town centers, and then push back with a counter composition. That way you can push yourself into the advantageous position. Anyways, great game here by both players. DonArtie takes the dub, and Beasty, he's going to have to go back to the drawing board and figure this one out for the next game. If you guys enjoyed this one, please consider the follow on the Twitch. If you're on the YouTube, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next game.